Hello, welcome to another week's reading vlog. Am I calling it a week's reading vlog? Yes, because it should be a week. I did not vlog last week after being all like, I'm really gonna get back into reading vlogs in the new year. Last week was just really busy. Obviously I didn't end last week's reading vlog until Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it was anyway. And then all I managed to read for the rest of the week was half of Valor. This is my current read. So there was no point in doing like a 4 or 5 day reading vlog where I only read half of a book anyway, because it just ended up being a really busy week. So we're starting fresh this week. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like this week is the week that I get reading done again. I'm gonna do the 100 pages a day challenge again this week that I did for my first reading week of the year. If I can do this challenge with myself like as frequently as possible, that would be great. But weeks like last week where I just know it's not gonna happen, I'm not gonna do that. So it's not like a permanent challenge I want to put on myself, but if I can do it like every so often, that would be great. So I'm going to do the 100 pages a day challenge for myself again this week. And obviously my number one priority is going to be getting through Valor. Now, I am currently halfway through this, and I have thoughts. And they're not necessarily positive. I really liked Malice. A lot. Like, a lot. And admittedly, it's been a long time between reading Malice and reading this. However, I think that this, in the beginning, does a very good job of recapping what happened in Malice, which is a positive, however also feeds into my negative, because I think it almost does too good a job at recapping what happened in Malice, and I'm halfway through, and I feel like nothing new has happened. I feel like the story hasn't gone anywhere, nothing's developed, we haven't had anything really happen, it's just been consistently re-establishing the character types. Like, this guy's a good guy, this guy's a bad guy, and here are some little battles to re-establish that in your mind. Like, I feel like that's all we've had, is just recap and re-establishing your character beliefs. But in terms of the plot, I do feel like nothing's happened and it hasn't gone anywhere. It's feeling a bit slow, it's feeling a bit sluggish, and I'm not having the best time with this one. Which sucks! Because I was anticipating really enjoying it, but there we are. That's where I'm at. So, I actually just got back from a dog walk and listened up to chapter 60. So I am further along than I was. I was on page 305, so I need to get to page 405 today to do my 100 pages. I'm on page 348. So I've read just over 40 pages, so I still need to read another 60 pages of this tonight to get to my 100-page goal, which would take me, very conveniently, to chapter 69. So let me just move my bookmark to where I actually am, which is at chapter 60, here. So I need to get up to chapter 69 in order to do my 100 pages a day. I'm gonna head to bed with this and a cup of tea and try my best to get to chapter 69. I just can't believe how slow and meh I'm feeling about it. On that basis, I'm thinking I might break it up with something else. I could read those 60 pages tonight, or I could read some toilet-bound Hanako-kun, which I kind of really want to. Or, I can't remember the last time a Fairy Loot book came in and I immediately wanted to read it, but I immediately want to read The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, which is weird, but it's been compared to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and Mexican Gothic. I haven't read Mexican Gothic, but I really like Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and obviously I really like V. Schwab. So having those comparisons has made me really want to give this one a go. So a piece of me's thinking maybe I break it up with a bit of this, and these could be my 2 reads, because for some reason I really want to read this. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this to bed with the intention of reading those 60 pages. However, if I really get stuck and think I need a break, I'm going to read some of this. So there you go. That's my current reading plan. But yeah, I'm going to go and do that. Welcome to another vlog. Fingers crossed it goes well. Hello. I am in bed. You're being gifted with a very unflattering angle of all of my chins. You're welcome. But it has just gone midnight on Tuesday. So yesterday I needed to get up to about page 400 in order to read my 100 pages a day. Mission accomplished. Today I need to get to like page 500 to complete my 100 pages a day. I said I might dip between Valor and the other book. I've stuck to just reading Valor. So much so that I've read about 300 pages today and have finished it. I've literally just finished it. Just gone midnight, 5 past midnight, and I have finished it. I haven't run it through Corpile, so I don't know what the rating for it is yet, but it's finished. The last 200-ish pages, I want to say, it picked up. Definitely not all 300 I read today, because the bit that I was listening to whilst I was on my dog walk was still, like, not much. But the last 200 pages, I feel like a lot happened. Almost like too much happened in those last 200 pages, and it probably could have and should have been spread more so throughout the book. I stand by what I said before, like, I think we spent too much time re-establishing who all of our characters were. There were some uncomfortable scenes in this as well, though. That being said, I don't want to spoil anything. It's not my favourite, for sure. Malice is definitely stronger than Valor, 100%. And although in those last 200 pages a lot happened, it's still not my favourite. Like, disregarding the beginning 500 pages, if we just focus on those last 200, it's still not my favourite. And I feel like I can't tell you why, because that would be spoilery. So I can't do that. So I'm not going to do that, which is really annoying for you, because I can't tell you my thoughts and feelings. I'm feeling like, maybe it'll come out at a 3-star, maybe. Like, it did get emotional in those last 200 pages, so clearly I am invested, and I care. And I read way more than I needed to today, so there must have been something pushing me. It was the desire to finish it, that's what it was. But yeah, I feel like 3-star. I'm gonna run it through Corpile tomorrow, and probably give you some more thoughts tomorrow, but it is done. Yay. This is a different angle. We're in the bedroom. Ignore the mess. It is Wednesday evening. I told you last night when I finished Valor that I would give you more thoughts and feelings tomorrow, probably. I don't have any more thoughts and feelings. I have run it through Corpile. It did come out at a 3-star. I can't remember exactly. Can I find out? Bear with. 5.29 on Corpile is what it came out at. But I still just don't have any major thoughts and feelings on this. So I said I would tell you more. I've got nothing more to say. We're moving on. And of course, this has been on my mind, so this is what I'm going to start reading tonight. I am running out of time to get to my 100 pages. It is 9:30 already. I don't know where the time has gone, but this is what I want to start. Hopefully I can get 100 pages into this tonight before I fall asleep. That is the aim. This sounds good. Not my normal cup of tea, but good. And right now, I don't I'm not leaning towards my normal cup of tea. I don't want another chunky political fantasy. I've just read two 700-page books back to back. I want something a little smaller, a little different, but I'm also not in the mood for a middle grade. So this, hopefully, will be what I want it to be. But I'll let you know what I think of it when I'm a little ways in. Let's go get some reading done. Hello, I wanted to give you a quick update on this beautiful book. Beautiful book. I told you I was going to update you yesterday after I'd read like the 100 pages. It's the day after, so I'm 175 pages into this, so I need to read another 25 pages tonight to stay on track for my 100 pages a day. Don't foresee that being an issue. I had kind of wanted to finish it today, but it's 10:30. I'm not going to finish it today, but I will definitely finish it tomorrow. I'm off work tomorrow, so that is like priority number one tomorrow, is to finish it. In fact, finishing it won't even get me to my 100 pages because it's not quite 300 pages long. Anyway, I am really pleasantly surprised by this book. I am enjoying it, but I'm also like so weirdly unsettled by it. Like, it's creepy, unsettling, so atmospheric. The writing is so like weirdly and uncomfortably whimsical, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what's real, I don't know what I trust, I don't know where reality blurs. I am so intrigued and so pleasantly surprised. Unsettling is the best word I have for this. But if you've read The Starless Sea, the kind of like weird whimsy of the writing of that, not the weirdness of like what the hell was the plot of that book, but like the way the writing flowed in that, it reminds me of that. And then that kind of unsettling what's real, what's not, reminds me a bit of The Wicker King. If you've read that, that book was like a whole what the fuck sort of moment. But that, like, living on the edge of reality, like what is real and what isn't, reminds me of The Wicker King. Oh, it's just baffling me. But I'm enjoying it and I'm pleasantly surprised. But yeah, creepy, unsettling, weird. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having a good time, I think. So yeah, I thought I'd just give you an update. I'm about to take it to bed to read those 25 pages, maybe a bit more, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess the next time I will update you will be when I finish it tomorrow. I guess I'm feeling good about this, in a weird way. Excuse the fact that I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. I had a shower this morning and just let my hair air dry. This is what we're left with. I have just finished the last tale of The Flower Bride. I should put the dust jacket back on this now I'm done with it. What the fuck? Unsettling? Check. Creepy? Check. Twisty towards the end? Check. I'm so surprised at how much I ended up enjoying this. I'm surprised that I ended up picking it up, but I'm very glad that I did. I really liked this. I haven't put it through Core Pile, but I feel like it's probably gonna come out at like a high 4-star. I don't think it will scrape 5, because getting a 5 on Core Pile is difficult. But I think this, yeah, a decent 4-star read. And if you like that unsettling, chilling atmosphere and characters that you cannot trust and you do not know where reality and the other world blur together, and yeah, I recommend. I really liked it. So there we go. That does mean that I'm now like 80 pages into today's 100-page challenge, but it's only 2:30. So I have plenty of time for reading ahead of me. I just don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I have no idea. So I think I'm just going to let that one settle for a little while. I have some videos that I'd like to get filmed today, and I'm doing Patreon sprints over there. So I've got some other things I can be doing whilst that settles and I decide what else I'm going to read. But wow, I feel like this is one that's gonna live in my brain for a good while. Hello, hello. It is much later in the day. After I finished Flower Bride, what was it called? Last Tale of the Flower Bride. I very promptly got a horrific headache. So I ended up finishing my sprints early, having a nap, and sleeping until like 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. Because I had what I think could have been the beginnings of a migraine, could have just been a headache. My vision didn't go, so I'm leaning more towards headache, but goddamn did it hurt. And when I get like that, all I can do is sleep it off. So that's what I did. And chug a Red Bull, because caffeine always helps. Finn, are you Scratchy Boy? Do you see him being a Scratchy Boy? Anyway, since waking up from that, I decided that I was going to read Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volume 5. I have finished this now. It takes no time at all to fly through one of these, but that is an extra, like, it's 170, no, how many pages? 170 odd pages long. So I'm well beyond my 100-page a day target entirely, because obviously I read like 80 pages of Flower Bride and then this, so completely on track. I'm still really enjoying this manga. It's weird. For something that almost reads middle grade-y, there are moments in it where you can tell it's not for kids. Like, out of nowhere, there will just be some like dirty joke. So at that point it's like, well, this clearly isn't for children. But like the rest of the time, it feels like it could be. So it's kind of like, it throws you a little bit, but it's good fun. I'm liking it still. I will still gradually be continuing with this. If you haven't heard me talk about Toilet Bound Hanako-kun before, the first one is about a girl called Yashiro who wants to make a deal with the mystery of the school, Hanako-kun, who resides in the third stall along in the girls' bathroom on the second floor or something, and you have to knock and say Hanako's name 3 times, and then the ghost will grant you a wish. Doesn't quite go as Yashiro planned, and she ends up being tied to the supernatural being that is Hanako-kun. And we are discovering more of the mysteries and the supernaturals that reside in the school, and the mischief that they cause. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I will continue with this series as I go. I'm now still awake and no longer have a headache, so I'm going to continue reading, and I have decided that I am going to pick up The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I feel like this vlog is just entirely all over the place. We had Valor, we've had The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, we've had toilet manga, and now we're having cozy fantasy. So we've had epic fantasy, we've had weird, dark, mystery fantasy, we've had manga, paranormal, toilet fantasy, and then we're gonna go for cozy, good vibe fantasy. A little bit all over the place, but I'm really enjoying this mood reading thing that I've got going on at the minute. I feel like I'm really enjoying what I'm reading. I'm more in the mood for it, like for reading, because I'm reading what I'm in the mood for. I'm enjoying it. Don't want to speak too soon, so touch wood and all, but I'm having a good time. Anyway, this one is like comped to Cerulean Sea in the cozy fantasy vibes. I don't actually know what it's about other than a secret society of irregular witches, you know? One of the few witches in Britain. She has to hide her magic, keep her head down. She's good at being alone and she doesn't mind it, and an unexpected message arrives begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious Nowhere House to teach 3 young witches. She jumps at the chance for a different life. Okay, so that sounds very Cerulean-y-like, in that a recluse with a boring life gets a chance to go somewhere where they may feel like they belong and learn to love the people that are there. Sounds cute. That's what I'm gonna read. Hello, it's time for an update. What was the last thing we discussed? I told you I finished Hanako in Volume 5, right? Think I gave you the wrap up for that. I don't know if I told you what I picked up next, but it has been The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It is Sunday night. I can confirm to you I have been keeping up with my 100 pages a day. And on that basis, I'm on page 225 of this. But it is Sunday night, so I do need to wrap up this vlog. But I haven't actually told you what I think of this book. So I should do that too. So here we are. This is pitched as being very similar to The House in the Cerulean Sea. And I see it. I do see it. However, I personally think that this is a bit more romance-heavy than Cerulean Sea was, but it definitely has a similar premise in a very reclusive individual is invited to a house where there are children. The children need to somehow have a relationship with this recluse. Recluse builds relationship, finds belonging, finds love. Very similar concept. I mean, I haven't finished this yet. I'm entirely predicting here. But similar premise. Whereas in Cerulean Sea, I feel like the relationship between Linus, the recluse, and the kids is more prominent than that of the romantic element to it. The relationship with the kids, I feel like, is very secondary to the romantic plot. I feel like the romance is much more front and center in this one, which isn't my favourite thing. Like, I'm not a romance reader, we know this. Romance isn't my favourite plot point. So I'm a little bit disappointed whilst reading this. I will say I'm not enjoying it as much as I wanted to. Cozy vibes are definitely there. The atmosphere is very cute. It's just not quite what I wanted because it is so heavy towards the romance. That being said, like, it's not romance heavy in the same way that, like, the X-Hex, for example, is romance heavy. The X-Hex is a romance. That is the plot. There is another plot in this. There is another plot in the X-Hex, but, you know, there is another plot that is the main plot in this. I'm only comparing to the X-Hex because it's witches. It's not that level of romance, is what I'm trying to say, but
the romance is more than I thought the romance was going to be, and therefore I'm a little bit disappointed because it wasn't entirely what I wanted. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it's still cute. It's wholesome. It's definitely like a wholesome romance about finding belonging and stuff, I assume. As I say, I haven't finished it yet. But I'm just not having the best time with it. But I'm not liking it. It's cute. It's wholesome. It's sweet. It's magical. It's just not quite what I wanted or expected, I guess. Yeah, I guess I wanted more of the relationship with the kids. Maybe that's still to come, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're going to be working on the romance. I've got about 100 pages left, but it is Sunday night, so I am gonna have to finish this in next week's vlog. I'm very sorry. Piece of me is like, just extend this vlog by a day, but I know that if I do that, I will then mess myself up for next week, and you won't get a vlog next week. So I'm going to finish this in next week's vlog. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out how I feel about the ending, if anything changes. I don't know if it will. It might. I might end up really loving the end. Who knows? But that's where I'm at. I would say that this week has been successful reading-wise. We finished Valor. We finished The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. We finished Hanako-kun Volume 5. And we haven't finished this, but we've read this. So it's been a varied week. I would say it's been successful. This weekend hasn't been as successful as I would have liked it to have been, because I have had 2 migraine attacks in the weekend, which is uncommon for me these days. I used to get migraines a lot, and now I only get them very sporadically, but I've had 2 bursts this weekend, which hasn't been nice, but they have only lasted like half a day each, which is decent. Swings and roundabouts, you know. That does mean I haven't managed to read as much as I wanted to this weekend, or get any filming done or anything like that, but it is what it is. Mission accomplished for the 100 pages a day. It's definitely a challenge that I'm enjoying doing, and if I can like continue to put that challenge in as often as I feel I'm able to throughout the year, I think it would definitely help with my reading, because it holds me accountable to read every day of that week and a certain amount. Like, it keeps me on track. But as I've already explained, I think like it's not going to be able to be an everyday forever sort of thing, because that would be unrealistic. But for this week, it's worked well. Yay! Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and go to bed because I'm bloody tired. So, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, give us a thumbs up, chat to me down below, all that good stuff. And I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye!